Welcome to Ruth's Music and the Spoken Word. Family history, I am doing it, my family history. And the love I feel when I'm doing it is very sweet to me. I learn stories of my progenitors, I write their history. I keep records of my loved ones on my own family tree. Family living now and the ones who've died can all be sealed to me. And someday I'll meet every one of them, I'm sure as I can be. Oh, what joy we'll have when they say to me, we're all a family. I am yours and you are mine now through all eternity. So Roland was giving me a hard time about how I should call this Ruth's spoken word and music. And I'm not sure if he meant because I speak and then sing, or because I speak a lot more than I sing. I'm not sure, but either way, there you go. It's music and the spoken word now. So I just chose this song for a reason that I'll explain in a minute. But as I was singing it and thinking about the lyrics, I realized it actually went really perfectly with an email that I just sent a friend a little bit ago, as I shared with him my knowledge that, as I just sang in that song, families continue beyond death in this mortal life, because all of us are both a body and a spirit or a soul. And when the body dies, that spirit continues to live. And eventually we'll have a resurrected body. We can talk about that more another time. But the fact is, people keep living and we still can be families. And I know that my friend's dad knows him and still loves him as his son. And I know that all of our family and ancestors continue to live and love us. And as we learn about them and as we do work in holy temples to connect us to each other, that those family bonds can continue on beyond this life. I do really know that. I loved the lyrics in here that said, someday I'll meet every one of them, I'm sure as I can be. I am sure. I recently was reading, so I'm going to talk a little bit about FamilySearch.org. It is a free family history account. Anyone can get on, sign up for an account. It's free. You can create a family tree. You can search for records. You can do some indexing, which I'll talk about a little bit still. But I was looking in my family tree at my great-great-grandmother, who my mother is named after, but I didn't really know very much about her. Fortunately, people had uploaded not only vital records and her how do you say in English? Like the facts about her, but they had also uploaded memories, different stories that people had written, and histories about her life. And I got to read about her and learn about her more than I ever have before. And it was delightful. She is an amazing woman. And it was so fun. She is my mother's mother's mother, so that maternal lineage all the way up. And it was just fun to read about some of the things that she did that I imagine that her daughter did, because I know her granddaughter does, and her great-granddaughter does. So I guess it's my just one great-grandma. Yeah, because it's my grandmother's mother. So it was just really fun to learn more about her. So I encourage you, if you're interested, to get on FamilySearch.org and start collecting information about your family. It is truly joyful. So if you're looking for some joy in your life right now, that is a great source to go and to get it. Hadn't planned to share all that, but it really is a wonderful thing to do right now, so it's perfect. Now, my family is doing something that you can also do on FamilySearch.org, and it's called indexing. some of my family, hoping to get more of them on board, but some of us are doing this. Others of them have, children and real lives to take care of. Indexing is where, so most of the records of the world are kept on paper at this point because obviously they didn't have computers to keep their information. So when you're looking for vital records about people who lived even 50 years ago, much less 100 years ago or 500 years ago, that information, if it exists, is on paper somewhere. So if I go in and I search it in an electronic database, it's on a piece of paper. It's not going to come up. And those papers, millions of records, paper records, we've taken pictures of. Different people have taken pictures of and collected them, and put them in computers, but they're a picture. And so what indexing is you look at the picture and you put the information into an electronic database. So if there's a birth certificate that says Ruth Smith, born October 1st, 2010, now I put it into fields that say first name, last name, date of birth. And then when someone goes in and electronically searches for Ruth Smith, born between 2000 and 2020, they can find that record right there because it's in an electronic database. So that's what indexing is. It's the process of looking at the picture record and putting it in. It's really fun to do if you are like me and you like records. I love just reading about people and watching the sociological trends and historical, and it's so much fun to me. And I know that I'm doing something really useful because I personally have used electronic databases to find information to get the genealogy of my family members and to put them together. So if you're interested, you can do that. My family, we're working on a challenge to get a certain amount in a certain amount of time, and we're going to see how that goes. But it's pretty fun. I remember yesterday I said I was having problems with technology. So tonight I actually recorded a whole little segment outside. It's so much prettier outside. It's green, it's beautiful, the weather is perfect, the birds are singing, there's not a pile of junk behind me. And I had practiced with my camera a couple of times and it was just getting the framing and it was working. And then I did my whole segment and I went to watch it and there was no sound. There had been sound earlier, but there was no longer any sound. Somehow I muted it. I have no idea how. So that was very disappointing, but I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. So I came in and I'm recording again for you. I don't remember what I said in the earlier segment, so it's not that important. You've probably heard enough from me for the evening. Love family history. I enjoy indexing. Me and technology are having a hard time right now. But hopefully my technology will work while I do some of my indexing this evening. I need to get some records in to get my goal for my part of the challenge. And it feels a little odd, even though this is now music and the spoken word, at least for tonight. It probably won't happen again. Still feels a little odd to not end with a song. So I'm going to end with a favorite primary song about connections, since that's one of my themes for the night, apparently. I know you and you know me. We are as different as the sun and the sea. I know you and you know me, and that's the way it is supposed to be. I help you and you help me. We learn from problems and we're starting to see. I help you and you help me, and that's the way it is supposed to be. I love you and you love me. We reach together for the best we can be. I love you and you love me, and that's the way it is supposed to be. I hope that tonight you can feel connected with someone here, someone across the world. And by here, I mean wherever you are in your own home, or someone across the world, or with your family who has passed on from this life to the spirit world and who still loves you, and at least feel connected to me. I do love you, and I am so grateful for this chance to get to connect with you. Have a wonderful evening.